What is going on? Welcome to No Chill Promos. How y'all doing? Hope having a blessed Wednesday. You're watching this. Before we get into today's video of the greatest triple threat of all time, just want to do a quick shout out to all subscribers to the channel and to the followers on Rumble. I'm at 270. I was at 271 at one point. I don't know if it was a bot or someone just said, fuck it. Like, this dude sucks. And bounced. I don't know. But I'm at 270. 30 more. I'll do the 1 through 5 favorite female wrestlers of all time. But until then, got a lot of videos to do, including this video right here. So let's get into it. So a few days ago, I seen this comment or like post or whatever that Dave Meltzer, one of the biggest goobers when it comes to pro wrestling, he said that the triple threat that happened at Wrestle Dream between Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita was the greatest triple threat match of all time. Marks. Oh my God. How can you say that and not laugh? You know what I mean? It's like, this is why I call this dude a goober. I hate using that word, but it's appropriate because that's exactly what Dave Meltzer is. A cornball. Horny as shit. Alright? Extremely biased. This is the same dude. I heard people say it was Alvarez that said it, but I'm pretty sure it was Dave is the one that said it. It could be both of them. Meltzer and Alvarez, but this asshole was like, oh, the match between Sol Ruca versus Kalani Jordan for the women's North American title was just gymnastics. That was just a display of acrobatics, you know, like that's not real wrestling. But let Ospreay and Ricochet do the same exact shit. You'll be like, oh my goodness. It's like, this is God's gift to professional wrestling. Oh my God. 5, 6, 7, no, fuck it, 10 stars for this match. Mind you, this is also the same goober that said Perk Angle, of all people, never had a 5-star match. Oh, well, we had a 4.75 star match. Isn't that similar to 5 stars? No. And no, it isn't. 4.75 is not 5. You know, Vince Russo seen that shit and he was like, bro, Dave Meltzer is out of his freaking mind, bro. Ospreay, Ricochet, Takeshita, the greatest triple threat of all time? Bro. I'm sorry. It's hard to do that impression without laughing, man. That's all this dude's like vernacular or his lexicon consists of is bro. Bro, different variations of tones of bro, like bro, you know. But nah, I'm just playing. Like, I like Russo. I think he's all right. Like, I've listened to a few of his podcasts or interviews that he's done, so he's all right in my book. But the point of this video is I'm gonna mention 5 triple threat matches that are better in every way, shape, or form than that no-selling hot garbage that transpired on Wrestle Dream. And the only thing good about that match is the fact that Konosuke won. That's it. So I'm gonna start off with number 5, work my way up to what I believe is the actual greatest triple threat match of all time. Alright, mind you, this is all subjective, like all the videos that I make. This is just my opinion. Alright, so you have a triple threat that you think is better than Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita, put that shit in the comment section. Or if you inclined to agree with Dave Meltzer and thinking that fucking bullshit was the greatest triple threat match of all time, then let me know. Put that shit down in the comments as well, man. Like, hey, you have the right to how you feel. You know what I mean? I'm just telling you how I feel. So to start off, number 5, and numero 5, alright, is Triple H versus Edge versus Jeff Hardy at Armageddon 2008, the WWE Championship. This is when I do believe Jeff won the WWE title for the first time. And this is when he was mega over, like super over, man. Like one of the biggest organic baby faces of all time, because Jeff never had the machine behind him. He just organically got over because of his charisma, and he's cool as shit. Like, I've seen Jeff Hardy in person. Like, he's a cool ass dude. Like, how he is on fucking TV, that's how he is in life. You know what I mean? He's just a chill ass dude. All right. So, in my opinion, one of the biggest baby faces of all time, a true baby face. All right. And this match was excellent. All right, a solid fucking match. Didn't go on for too long. It was like under, like, I think it was like barely over 15 minutes. All three guys went out there. They got shit in. They were selling. And just imagine that. A match trying to focus on the psychology that makes sense and pertains to the context of the match itself. See what I'm saying? Unlike a certain triple threat that happens in AEW where you just no-sell pros and ranas and doomsday devices like it's nothing. You know what I mean? Like 15 minutes into the match, you know? Nah. You get none of that garbage in my triple threat matches here. I'll tell you that right the fuck now. Alright, but the finish of this match was Triple H. This is pedigree on the edge, and from the camera angle, it looks like Triple H is about to win. Then out of nowhere, we see Jeff Hardy with the Swanton Bomb. Well, he hits on both these guys technically, but he pins Edge for the 1, 2, 3. Alright, and the new WWE Champion, Jeff Hardy. Crowd pop. Just look at this crowd. You know, like, God, it's like I would take 2008 over 2024 any day of the fucking week. Like, I used to say 07 was like the last full good year for pro wrestling as a whole, but I might change that to the 2008 because I forgot how organic, how over Jeff Hardy was in his time. I remember watching this shit like, man, this dude, it's like he was the fucking man back then. All right, and he didn't even have it. He was like, he wasn't even on top for that long. That's the sad part. You got Jim Ross on commentary losing his shit too. He said, by God, Jeff Hardy, he did it. It's like, man, it's like 2008 in hindsight compared to now was a fucking great year in pro wrestling. They had some good shit in 2008. Compared to now, like back then, Cody Rhodes was a jobber. Now he's a main eventer. Garbage. Absolute garbage these days. But yeah, number 5 definitely goes to Triple H, Edge, and Jeff Hardy. Moving on to number 4. Now, this is my opinion is the forgotten triple threat match, right? Because I don't hardly see people talk about this match, right? It doesn't get enough praise that it deserves. This match took place at the Global Warning Tour in 2002 out there in Melbourne, Australia. Aussie, oi. And the main event was The Rock versus Triple H versus Brock Lesnar. Just think about how crazy that sounds. Just how stacked the roster truly was back then. To where you just have 3 of your top guys, no build up. Hey, just go out there and put on the banker match. You know what I mean? That's all you had to do. And that's what they did. Because all 3 of these guys were in probably arguably like peak physical condition at this point. You got Paul Heyman with his antics during the match. All right, these guys are hitting finishers on each other. It was just like, you don't know who's going to win. All right. It's like, they could be some bullshit to where Triple H gets the title back. All right. Hell, he could get the title to Brock. He's the one on the come up this year. Or will The Rock somehow manage to retain his undisputed title? Mind you, this was like the first and last time until like over a decade later that we see Triple H face off against Brock Lesnar in the same ring and at the same time. Like, this was crazy to see. Right? They were going at it. And, like, I enjoyed this match. You got Triple H blading at one point. You know, they're, like I said, they're hitting their finishers on each other. People can hit pedigrees. People getting hit with rock bottoms. People getting hit with F5s. The finish of the match was The Rock hitting the rock bottom on Triple H for the 1, 2, 3. And still, the undisputed champion, The Rock. Right? And then after the match, they're like teaming up against like Paul Heyman, fucking Triple H pedigrees him. And for one night, I believe this is like the only time this shit ever happened, we've seen a double People's Elbow from The Rock and The Croc, teaming up together. Doing the People's Elbow on old Paul Heyman there. This match is a perfect example of what pro wrestling used to be. Alright, entertaining. This was sports entertainment at its finest, right here. You got 3 of your top guys. You don't know who can go over. Alright, they go out there, deliver a good match. The right guy goes over and end the show, giving the people a moment to remember. It's too easy. Right, so this, in my opinion, deserves to be number 4. Numero Quattro. Now moving on to number 3. Numero Tres. Alright, that's a match that happened on Vengeance 2002 between The Undertaker Player, Kurt Angle, and The Rock for the undisputed championship. I love this match. This is a fun match to watch, man. You got 3 of your top stars just going out there doing what they do. All right, you got Undertaker going into it as champion. You got Perk Alexander, who just lost his hair from Edge, that haircut match. And then you got The Rock. Well, self-explanatory. But all 3 of these men went out there and killed it. Now, they were even stealing each other's finishers. Like you seeing The Rock hit a chokeslam on Undertaker. Crazy. See the Undertaker do the angle slam to Kurt Angle. Crazy. You see that Kurt Angle hit the rock bottom on The Rock. You know what I mean? Like, this match was insane. Alright, because you didn't know who was going to win. Me, personally, I wanted Kurt Angle to win. Because Kurt is one of my favorites of all time. If you've seen my video, he's in my top 5. But did that happen? Nah. No, it didn't. And I know Undertaker didn't even have the belt for that long, but he ends up losing it or dropping it. Well, technically he lost the belt, but he didn't get pinned. This finish was super creative, alright, because you have The Rock, he has the rock bottom of Kurt Angle, he pins Kurt Angle, Undertaker is right there, he tries to break it up, but he was just a second too late. And no, undisputed champion, The Rock. This was back during a time where they had to rely on piped in chants to get a reaction from the crowd. Just imagine that. Imagine just putting on a good product, and the crowd will engage because they enjoy what they're seeing. So archaic. That match was 2 decades ago. You sound like an old head. I'm like, well, you know what? I'll take that match over 99.9% of matches today. That is an insult, and that is just a fact of life. Yeah. But yeah, that's easily my number 3 pick. You know, if you haven't watched it, go check it out. I'm sure you can watch it on the WWE Network, Peacock, or where the fuck you watch wrestling. Alright. But moving on to number 2, Numero Dos. Alright, and that's the greatest triple threat match that never existed. And this happened at WrestleMania 20 between Triple H, Shawn Michaels, and Chris Benoit. And I'm not here to shit on Chris Benoit because the man is dead. Alright? I just feel bad for David Benoit. I've talked about this before. My heart goes out to him. Alright? And it's unfortunate that the actions that happened on that day, many years ago, had completely erased this match from the history books. Like, it doesn't exist. It's in the shadow realm. But up until the match that I have as number 1 took place, this was the greatest triple threat match of all time. It was, in my opinion. It's not even close. Alright, because you got Triple H, during his reign of terror. Alright, so there's a very high possibility that he could have gone over on both these guys. Like, the build up to this match was excellent. Alright, and like for all these matches, you had JR doing his thing on commentary. Alright, you got Shawn Michaels, who's been beefing with this dude for past 10 years. You know what I mean? And then you have Benoit, who had one of the biggest wins at the Royal Rumble. Like, he was in there for over an hour, and I believe he eliminated the Big Show to win. The greatest part going into this match is how unpredictable it was. That unpredictability that is severely lacking in today's product. Because you could have seen any of these 3 winning at WrestleMania 20 in the main event. You could have Triple H retain, you could have HBK win his his 5th championship. I think he's a 4-time champion. And you can have Chris win his first world title. And that's what happened. But up until that moment, this match itself was fucking excellent. All right? Like, especially like my favorite spot in the match was when Benoit had a Triple H and a sharpshooter. And out of nowhere, we see Sean the super kicks. I forgot to mention this in my favorites video that I did with HBK. Like, he comes and hits the nastiest sweet shin music to Benoit here. Looks like he fucking just knocked his ass out. You know what I mean? Excellent. But the finish of the match was Chris Benoit locking in the crippler crossface to bloody, battered, and bruised Triple H. He taps out, and you have the new World Heavyweight Champion, Chris Benoit. And that was the only time he held that belt. But we get the feel-good moment because earlier on that night, Eddie Guerrero defended his WWE Championship against Kurt Angle, and we ended up seeing one of the best feel-good moments at WrestleMania. Too bad it no longer exists. All right, and people to this day still shit on that moment. You got guys like Kevin Nash talking about, oh look, you got 2 vanilla midgets as your champion out there hugging, crying in the middle of the ring. This is what's wrong with professional wrestling. And it's like, Kevin, shut the fuck up. You know what I mean? Like, bruv, you were champion, WWF champion for like, what, a year? And you're on record as one of the lowest drawing champions of all time. Oh, and then there was the whole curtain call incident where you guys felt the need to go in business for yourselves and hug each other in the middle of the ring. After what, steel cage match? Come on, man. Come on, bruv. Stop it. Stop it. Alright, and at least those vanilla midgets were jacked as shit. They knew they had to be jacked in order for Vince to push them. Like, it's not their fault that they're like average height, like 5'9", 5'10". Alright, so yeah, they were jacked as shit and they at least look believable. At least they look like champions. I wish more wrestlers today had that mentality. But yeah, this is easily number 2, you know, on my list of the greatest triple threat matches of all time. Easily, no question. All right, and before I get to number 1, I just want to throw out some honorable mentions here of matches that I'll still take over Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita at WrestleDream. Right. First honorable mention goes to Brock Lesnar, Seth freaking Rollins, and John Cena. This was a solid match, I must say. And the right person went over with Brock Lesnar, hitting the F5 to Seth Rollins at the top of the Money in the Bank briefcase there. And this is one of the rare occasions where I didn't get annoyed by watching Cena wrestle, because the focus of this match was more towards Rollins versus Brock. Like, Cena was just there. He was just filler at that point. But this was a good match overall. So yeah, it gets an honorable mention here. Now take this match over that bullshit at WrestleDream. Alright, second honorable mention goes to Roman Reigns versus Edge versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania 37. Solid match, solid main event. You know it's predictable, but still you're in there with 2 of the best, Edge and Daniel Bryan. And this is back when Roman was still using the shielding, the you know, that's crazy going back and watch that shit. It's like, so you're so used to is the tribal chief theme that he uses now. But it's like, man, like, this was good. This was good. And the finish was crazy. Like, it stacks up. Here's a meme that Roman stacks up both Edge and fucking Daniel Bryan, pins them, and sends their ass to AEW. Packs your ass up out of there. Alright, but yeah, this was great. And I'll take this match over Ospreay, Takeshita, and Ricochet. Last but not least, my third honorable mention goes to the Ring General, Gunther versus Sheamus versus my nigga Drew McIntyre at WrestleMania 39. Easily the match. Well, I would say this was the match of the pay-per-view up until the main event. especially nowadays when they fucked it over at this year's WrestleMania. But yeah, this was probably the second best match of the night. Easily, like, no question. Those guys went out there, a crowd was behind it the entire time. You got the, this is awesome, and it actually was. I'm not gonna lie, you got Drew McIntyre doing fucking tope con hilos and shit like that. These guys are just being the shadow of each other. And this is one of the reasons why I enjoyed Gunther's reign as Intercontinental Champion. It's like, they fucked it up by having the wrong person go over on Gunther at WrestleMania 40. Just saying. Like, if it was me, I would have Chad Gable gone over on Gunther at Bash in Berlin. It's too fucking easy, man. But what do I know? But the finish of this match was crazy. Alright, because you had Sheamus, who was about to pin Drew McIntyre to win the only belt that has eluded him his entire time here in the WWE, that being the Intercontinental Championship. But out of nowhere, you see Gunther and then the body splash on top of these guys, and he picks Sheamus up, powerbombs him on top of Drew McIntyre, then he powerbombs Drew McIntyre for the 1, 2, 3. And still, the Intercontinental Champion, the Reign General, Gunther. So yeah, and I'll take this match over Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita. Alright, all three of these fucking triple threats. So all of them get an honorable mention. Alright, I'm sure they're probably on like your guys' fucking favorite triple threat matches of all time. I'm sure of it. So moving on to numero uno, number 1. And this is my opinion, the greatest triple threat match of all time. No question, not even close. This match took place in TNA, total non-stop action. You got the phenomenal one, AJ Styles versus Samoa Joe, who's undefeated still at this point, and you got the Fallen Angel, Christopher Daniels, who was a champion. Alright, this happened at Unbreakable 2005, which was peak TNA right here. Like peak TNA is like from like 05 to like 07, 08-ish, around that time frame. But yeah, this was easily, this is not only the greatest triple threat match ever, it's one of the greatest matches of all time. Like, and it's one of my favorites. Like, whenever I do my favorite matches of all time list or video, best believe this match is on that list. Alright, it's like, it's just as good as when you first watched it the first time. And not only that, it just makes you appreciate all three of these men. I do believe Ospreay went on record to say that this is the match that inspired him to become a pro wrestler. You know the phrase, often imitated but never duplicated? Well, that's this match right here. Because you got AEW, they wish they could wrestle at this level, but they fuck it up with their no-selling garbage. And if you haven't seen this match, do yourself a favor, go watch this match right now. It's free on YouTube. Just sit back, relax, smoke a blunt, eat popcorn, fucking drink a beer, brewski, IPA, fucking martini, some moonshine, some vodka, tequila, whatever the fuck it is you drink, I don't care. Right? Just sit back, relax, and enjoy this masterpiece, because that's what it is. Right? In my opinion, it's the greatest triple threat match of all time. When you go back and you watch this match, you realize that TNA never bothered to make Christopher Daniels, a Fallen Angel, TNA World Heavyweight Champion. Like, you think to yourself, man, what the fuck were they thinking? You know what I mean? Like, oh, we're just gonna make him, we'll turn Christopher Daniels into a curvy man, and we'll put the belt on guys like Chris Sabin. Got it. Makes perfect sense. Like, it's just like, can't make this shit up, man. This was the match that made me a fan of TNA. This was the match that elevated the X Division. At one point, it was the best division in the world of pro wrestling. No question. I don't give a fuck what you say. Of Japan, or WWE, nah, fuck that. The TNA was where it's at right during this time. See, this was peak TNA right here. So yeah, this is easily my number 1, my numero uno pick as the greatest triple threat match of all time for that goober Dave Meltzer. And this match right here is 1,000 times better than that garbage day match that took place on Wrestle Dream. And that's all I gotta say about this bullshit, because I just had to make a video going up against the notion that Ospreay, Ricochet, and Takeshita was the greatest triple threat match of all time. And you got people who agree just because Dave Meltzer says it. Like, I agree. That match was absolutely freaking incredible. No, it wasn't. Alright? No, it wasn't. Stop it. Stop it. Alright? Yeah. Let me know how you guys feel. I mean, like I said earlier, let me know if you agree with Dave Meltzer and you think that that match is indeed the greatest triple threat match, but that's in the comment section. Or if you have your own list of triple threat matches that you believe is superior to that garbage, put that shit in the comment section. Alright, let me know how you guys feel. That's all I want to know. Love it, hate it, comment, subscribe to the channel is all the same to me. I just want to see the engagement and the feedback from you guys. The next video will be the Monday Night Raw review. Alright, got some things to say about this week's episode, so look forward to that. And then got AEW to watch later on tonight. I'll try to get the Royal Quest and the Maple Leaf Wrestling Show reviews up as soon as I can. Probably be later on this week. Alright, but I'll try to knock it out this week, no doubt. So, wasting enough of your guys' time. So, with that said, be safe, be blessed, take care of yourself, trust in God. I'm out of here. Till next time, adios.